guys, welcome back to our fourth Some Assembly Required show. If you're new, thank you so much for being here. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Okay, our first game is going to be 101, so I'm going to ask you to type in some categories in the chat. But before we begin, let's introduce our actors. All right, we've got Jake, Ben, Harrison, Allison, Jay, Vincent, Kat, and I am Jack, your director. All right, our first topic for 101 is toasters. 101 toasters.
101 toasters walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve you nasty toasters in this clean establishment." And the toasters say, "Oh yeah? Well, your business is toast."
101. Okay. 101 toasters walk into a bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve toasters here." The 101 toasters say, "Well, that's really crummy."
101 toasters walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve toasters here." And the 101 toasters say, "Please, it's burning outside."
101 toasters walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve toasters in this fine establishment." And the 101 toasters say, "You're not serving me just because you're jelly."
101 toasters walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm so sorry, we don't serve toasters here." And 101 toasters say, "Well, new rule, you don't serve bartenders here either. Burn!"
101 toasters walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve toasters here." And the 101 toasters say, "Well, someone's crisp today."
101 toasters walk into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve toasters here." All the toasters leave except one. I guess you could say that one was a brave little toaster.
New topic. Our new topic is shoes. 101 shoes walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve shoes here." And the shoes say, "You have no soul."
101 furry types of boots walk into a bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve furry types of boots in this establishment." And the furry types of boots say, "Uggs."
101 Jordan shoes walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey guys, we don't serve you here." And the Jordan shoes grab the bartender's head and say, "Michael Jordan," and leave.
101 shoes walk into the bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve shoes here." The 101 shoes slip the bartender the tongue.
101 shoes walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve shoes here." And the 101 shoes say, "We were just trying to conversate."
101
walk to a bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve shoes here." 101 shoes say, "Well, now you got us all laced up."
101 shoes, well, specifically rubber clogs, walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve rubber clogs here." And 101 rubber clogs say, "I'm gonna sick my Crocs on you."
101 shoes walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve shoes here, guys. You guys know the drill." And the 101 shoes say, "Okay, watch out, man. We're gonna crease you."
101 shoes walk into the bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve shoes here." So the 101 shoes obey the rules, get in their vans, and leave.
101 shoes walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve shoes here." And the 101 shoes put shirts on and say, "Now will you serve me?"
New topic. Our final topic for 101 is candles.
101 candles walk into a southern bar and the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve candles here. And the 101 candles say, why? Is it because we're Yankee?
101 candles walk into the bar, and the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve candles here. And 101 candles say, this establishment is wax anyway.
101 candles walk into the bar. The bartender says, guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, but we don't serve you here. The 101 candles said, well, that's wicked, man.
101.
Candles walk into the bar. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve candles here. The 101 candles, very tired looking, said, we're burning on both ends, man.
Get this, get
101
this.
of those.
101 candles walk into a bar, and the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve candles here. And the 101 candles burn down the bar.
All right, that was 101. That was amazing. All right, now we're gonna move on. We're gonna do a little bit of a public service for you folks. Okay, so I'm gonna need you guys to ask your actors for any questions you may have for them in the chat. We're gonna be playing good, bad, worst. All right, so for our good advice, we're gonna have Harry. For our bad advice, we're gonna have Kat, and for our worst advice, we're going to have Allison. And our first question is, how do I fertilize my garden?
I'd say the first step into fertilizing your garden is to actually buy fertilizer. And then you're going to go out there, pour some fertilizer over it. Be very, very careful to not spill any fertilizer outside of the area you want it. And then it's fertilized.
Well, we all know what fertilizer is made of, so just make it into a game. Anytime you find some poop, doesn't matter what animal, lying on the ground, just pick it up. Pick it up, you can have some score points for how big it is, and then you can put it in your garden.
So the obvious way to fertilize a garden is going to be to feed it the kinds of food that you like. So, I would give it some pizza, maybe a burger every once in a while. Obviously, if it makes you feel good, it'll make the plants happy.
All right, our second question is, what's the best way to clean a toilet?
The best way to clean a toilet is to use the correct products. My favorite brand would be Scrub and Bubbles. You just get it on the toilet wand, you brush it around the inside, get it nice and clean, get everything out of there until it's shiny. And then you put some bleach in there so it gets nice and white.
You're sorry, ladies, but you're gonna need a man for this one, because they can direct the stream, and that's all you need. That'll clean it forever.
Obviously you want to use your sibling's head as a solid scrubber.
That's perfect. All right, our third question is, how should a superhero save the world?
I think a superhero, the best way to save the world is to find the biggest issues. Now, in a lot of comics, you see them going for small issues in their town. But I think the best superhero should work on a global scale, like world hunger or poverty. I think that's the best way a superhero could save the world.
Well, I'd say that superheroes kind of come in all forms, you know? So I think the best way for a superhero to save the world would be just to do its best for the world. Because, I mean, they aren't the world, we're not the world. So just, whatever the world needs, right? The actual planet.
The only effective way for a superhero to actually save the world is to completely eradicate everything that's bad. So anyone who gets sick or commits any kind of crime should probably just go. And that'll leave you with a very small population, but they'll be great for the world.
All right, our final question for good, bad, worst. How do I tie up long hair?
Well, there's multiple ways that you could do it. I think the best way and easiest way is just in a high ponytail. So you get your hair tie, you have it on your wrist, pull your hair back, hold it in a ponytail, slip the hair tie off, and tie it as tight as you need it, so it'll stay in place.
I'd say the best way to tie up long hair is to use chopsticks. They have been doing it for centuries over in China. They just take them, you just grab any of the hair you can and just make sure that those chopsticks are tight in there. And then you'll have some cute little chopsticks.
The best way to tie up your hair is obviously to tie it. So you just want to get all of your hair and tie it in a few big knots until it stays.
All right, thank you so much for all that advice. We're going to shift gears a little bit, and now we're going to play a game called Spoon River. And for this, we're going to have, we're going to have Harry, Ben, Kat, Vincent, and Allison. All right. So you guys are all going through something. You have an event that changes the course of your small town forever. All right. And your event is you guys have all run out of deodorant in alligator infestation. All right, let's begin.
You know, everyone's kind of freaking out about this whole thing, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. My husband hasn't been wearing deodorant since I married him, so.
Oh, well, in the middle of this whole debacle I've been noticing with all this lack of deodorant and all this alligator infestation, there's only been one man for the job. Me. The deodorant killer. I'm not going to help with the alligators, though. Not any good at that.
So pretty much I went out onto the road with my gators, and they were sniffing something like I don't know, it's like some weird scent, like almost like a deodorant thing, and they were sniffing, trying to figure out where it was coming from. And I don't know why that is. I don't know.
Oh my God, I can't believe this. I was at the mall with my friends, and all of a sudden there was a giant alligator, and everyone started to smell horrible. This is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me.
So I was out with my owner, and I got a whiff of something. It was something peculiar. I heard him say something like deodorant, but I knew deep down, I knew that it was Dove Men Plus Care, and I was like, where is this? And I couldn't find it, so I thought to myself, what if it was inside me?
My alligator started sniffing something, and he started mouthing the words. And I will never forget this. He started mouthing the words Dove, Men Plus Care, or something like that. I don't know. I don't really remember. I said I would never forget it, but I don't really know. But pretty much, he said that he was sensing that this powerful surge was in like this factory where this man works and slaves away to bring Dove Men Plus Care to the people, but the people don't use it, so it's all stored in that factory.
My husband said that he used to work at the Dove Men Plus factory, but I don't really think he did. But maybe that's why he doesn't like deodorant. Maybe he's just become desensitized to it. Maybe I've become desensitized to it. What if the alligator attacks him?
I ran into the Bath and Body Works store because obviously that's where you go when everyone starts to smell bad, but the only deodorant I could find was Dove Men's Plus. I don't get it.
Now, while I was out and about, going about making sure that I was eliminating every single stick of deodorant I found, like the good hunter I am, I ran about and I found this weird little place. I think it's called a mall. Don't have any of those in the Outback. But I ran in there. I found this place. It was this whole bath-themed store. Kind of weird. Maybe it's some American thing. I don't know. But I ran in there and I just started punching every single stick of deodorant I could find until the only thing left was the one product I actually care about. Dove's Men Care Plus.
I started smelling, and it led me to this factory, and I saw this weird Australian man. He was probably on something, because this man was just going ham. He was just ba 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 ba, just on the deodorant. And I thought to myself, I want him to be my new owner. I want him, the Men Plus Care God, to be my owner.
So it's safe to say my alligator ate me and left me for another owner. So the Dove Men Plus Care did not work in my favor.
My husband won't respond. I'm scared that his pet alligator has eaten him. God. I thought he didn't wear deodorant. I swore he didn't wear deodorant.
Those stupid alligators came after me and they bit off my legs. I'm never gonna be the same. I can't believe I have to live through this.
While I was busy absolutely demolishing all the deodorant I could find, I found this crazy little gator came up to me, and I could see him mouthing some words. Now, I'm not the best at understanding American lingo, but it sounded kind of like he was saying, "You're kind of cool. Are you the Dove Man Care Plus God?" And I went, "Well, you little bugger. I would really like to take you in as my pet. The only problem is I think I might get a bad rep because I just watched you chew off some random teenage girl's legs. And I kind of don't want that."
Well, I got a full meal. I got a whole body and a leg. But now I'm left with no one. The Dove Men Plus Care God, he was too powerful for me. He left me for dead in the factory with the Men Plus Care. I'll never be the same.
That was Spoon River, you guys. All right. Now we're gonna dabble in a bit of fine culture with Shakespeare's Corner. All right. So I'm going to be reading a bit of a Shakespeare monologue, and since some of you might be unfamiliar with Shakespeare's text, much like our friend Vincent, we brought in a translator. His name is Vincent, and he's going to be translating this monologue. All right, here we go. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
I've since bought a second stove, which is a bit problematic for my marriage, but that's fine. Now,
Fillet of a fenny snake. Oh, sorry. Okay. Fillet of a fenny snake in the cauldron, boil and bake.
Now, one thing I've always wanted to do is I've wanted to start being a good chef. And I've always noticed a lot of people are talking about this new thing, talking about snake. So I threw some of that on the grill and I was like,
eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog.
I always question what's up with all these like crazy new things about adding all these, weird endangered species parts like bat wings and like various parts of newts. But I mean, it sounds pretty good. Gordon Ramsay endorsed this, so.
Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing.
And this stuff doesn't come cheap, but it sounds cool when you say it in rhyme.
For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble.
And as I'm tossing all this in the pan, all these various endangered animal parts, I think I did something wrong because it literally caught fire.
Double bubble, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
And I mean, yeah, it might have caught fire, but I think some of what I might pour in here, some of this blood that I found, not from the black market, by the way, would cool it all off, which is rather nice. And I think like the one thing that's kind of left here is once that's all nice and settled, I actually think I might have accidentally made something magical instead of food.
All right, that was Shakespeare's Corner. Now we're going to move into our final game, where we're all going to be a part of Jay's talk show. And Jay is going to be interviewing Ben, a foreigner who is an expert on juggling 24 4th of July cupcakes. But since Ben doesn't speak a word of English, we brought in a fun translator. His name is Harrison. And so we're going to be asking Ben a few questions, and Harrison's going to be the one translating. All right. Take it away, Ben, expert on juggling 24 4th of July cupcakes.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to Late Nights with Jay. Today, we have an expert, a very festive expert, who is an expert at juggling 24, I believe, 4th of July cupcakes. Now, I was wondering, what's the training process like to get into 24 4th of July cupcake juggling?
Ababa, Zabubeba. Cupcakes. He literally only said cupcakes.
That's great. Now I have a problem. My son has been trying to learn how to juggle. He's a more general juggler. Do you have any advice for him? Maybe he should start off with the 4th of July cupcakes. What do you think?
Ababa, wa, Zabazi, Zubaba.
Screen baba. Ooh, ba ba ba. Bah!
He says you should start with bananas. He says bananas are the easiest thing to juggle. But once you get a little bit better at juggling bananas, you can try moving on to 4th of July cupcakes. But that's sort of a expert skill to have.
Amazing. Now, I was wondering, is there any specific reason why you chose 24, and are you planning on going to higher levels of cupcake 4th of July juggling in the future?
Ababa, za, wa, ba, 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 zababa, zawaba.
Go baba.
He says he will be starting to move on to 25 soon, but for now he's staying at 24 because it's his comfortable range and it's what he's most used to. But if he gets a little more practice in, he'll be able to do 25 in no time.
Amazing. And now, when do you practice? Is there a specific time of day, a specific time of year? Is this a skill that's exclusive to 4th of July? Or what? Tell me.
Jabawa.
Oh, mamas. Bagambas, Wamba, Obama, o Swababa, Bum, 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 Pa, Squa.
Only in the winter.
Ah, got it. Now, I was wondering, who is your master? Who taught you this amazing and useful skill?
Abawa, za, wa, wabawa, za, u, wa, saba, wabwa.
Gubamam, Scuba, Ibum, Bob, I the Bob, Scuba, Bagamba, Gabumbo, Ubo.
So there was this scientist, and one day he decided to turn himself into a pickle, and he taught me how to juggle 24 4th of July cupcakes.
Funniest thing I've ever seen. Thank you, Ben. Is it?
All right, that was for an interpreter. Thank you, guys. so much for watching. Oh my gosh, this was a great, great fun show. I'll let you guys get back to your 4th of July festivities. You guys can go watch Hamilton on Disney Plus. But before we leave, I'll show you our actors one last time. All right, so we've got Jake. And Jay. And Ben. And Allison. And Harrison. And Kat. And Vincent. And I'm your director, Jack. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time.